The phrases "kill pill," "all lives matter," "abortion sheds innocent blood," and "stop killing our babies" have surprisingly taken up a popularity in the vocabulary of our current society. I can validate this as a fact because on February 20th, I viewed those exact words plastered on protester signs outside a Planned Parenthood building as I drove by. Words of such abruptness to the eye and edge to the listener's ear. What calls for such forceful public display arguing a topic already taboo to the common debate? Even more imperative to the actual protest itself is its location fixated outside of Planned Parenthood. The establishment is a nonprofit organization that gives research into and gives advice on contraceptive, family planning, and reproductive problems. What makes this location vital to a protest for such a universal issue? A video released from the Center for Medical Progress, an anti-abortion group, revealed what seemed to be the sales of body parts from an aborted fetus. The clips were derived from a longer video, but it was enough to duplicate the shot heard around the world for controversy surrounding Planned Parenthood. While criticism for the practice of abortion and the lenient distribution of birth control all place the establishments into the spotlight of scandal, these problems could be sized minuscule to the tumult linked to what some believe to be a legal and ethical wrongdoing exposed in a video, resulting in a widespread notion to cut all funding. However, when examining Planned Parenthood through more than a tunneled vision directed at the video, it is clearly obvious that taking away financing for this program would be as beneficial as putting a Band-Aid on a broken leg. Planned Parenthood deserves its funding for all the awkward birds and bees talks they gave for uncomfortable parents, for the free contraception offered to everyone, for the free test screenings, and for the eyes and ears to those in need. The nonprofit organization offers several services to the public that go very unrecognized when it is being accused of illegally selling aborted fetuses. Planned Parenthood provides free contraception to help influence safe sex and gives free testing for STDs. They even offer counseling services for those struggling with their sexuality or others struggling with certain relationships. According to the Planned Parenthood website, in 2012, the organization served more than 725,000 individuals and offered 10,933,675 services, ranging anywhere from cancer screenings to STD and STI treatments. Taking away the finances for such a beneficial program would damage the overall attitude and efforts towards good reproductive health. Many people look to Planned Parenthood as a judgment-free, comfortable environment for guidance. Without this outlet, there would be a rise in pregnancies, STDs, other diseases, and a decline in mental health. One compelling aspect that seems to be driving the wedge of debate into the situation is the fact that Planned Parenthood was selling these aborted fetuses against the law. Just as people say to look at the bigger picture, Sarah Cliff, a writer for Vox, chose to watch the longer video and observe the entire 12-hour footage. She was able to conclude that the videos are edited to make Planned Parenthood look bad. In more technical terms, what seems to be widely neglected is that the organization has the right to sell fetal tissue to researchers for use in scientific studies that could benefit women, and abortion clinics are allowed to receive compensation for any processing or transportation fees. But an anti-abortion group would never fail to enclose that information in a video like this one, right? But an anti-abortion group would never trim down footage to leave out the parts where the workers gushed about the medical advancements the research would promote, right? The obvious fault in this argument is that Planned Parenthood was not illegally selling the parts, but rather the video was altered to make it seem like it was. The defense would largely agree with the defunding of Planned Parenthood due to the fact that they are an abortion clinic. However, while protesters argue all lives matter and stop killing our babies, it again is neglected that the establishment offers more services. All procedures are done with the consent of the mothers. Defending Planned Parenthood would lower the amount of abortions but would not change the legal status of it. Taking away a pregnant woman's outlet to remove her baby would not be worth taking away the other 100,000 men's and women's opportunities for safe sexual and mental health. Planned Parenthood has become a hub of controversy, speculating mostly from one video. Yet the footage seems to be a motive of perception rather than evidence. Its significant role in the community is inevitable. Behind the protests and abortion shed innocent blood posters, this foundation deserves its funding.